Welcome back to MurrayMax. We have another video here from the Fresh and Fit podcast with Myron and Fresh and a panel of the usual suspects. And, for the sake of variety, I always like to not just do some videos from one person or this person. So, if you like videos like this, let me know in the comments. I'll do more of them. And if you don't like videos like this and like other stuff, then make sure to put that in the comments too, and I'll get you some of those. As usual, I haven't seen this video yet, so we're going to watch it together. But the context of this one is exposing the entitlement of women. And these are specifically usually catered towards, sometimes it can just be life in general, but oftentimes they're catered towards the dating marketplace and seeking partners in life and stuff. So if you're not familiar with the podcast, that's kind of like the context of it all.
Let's pull this video up real fast.
Awesome.
So here's this girl, right? She makes this video, and this video perfectly personifies female entitlement in today's day and age. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Here we go.
So I live in the Bronx. As you can tell. So make me famous so that I can escape this, Do it. So I live in the Bronx.
So if a dude did this shit, we would laugh at him and say, what the fuck, get the fuck out of here, right?
Thanks.
But like this girl made this video saying, get me out of here, blah, blah, smiles at the camera. And the only reason she has the gall to do this is because she understands that women have an invisible privilege where they can kind of double dip. They can be, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a boss bitch on one hand, but at the other side, they could also play victim and say, I'm vulnerable and give me money and whatever. So they're able to kind of do both things at the same time. And I'm here to say, look, if women want to behave like men, that's fine, but I'm not going to treat you like a lady anymore. And I don't think any guy should. I think if women want to go ahead and chase their career and be, live life, fine. But I don't think you guys qualify for certain types of relationships. Like, you can't sit there and say, I want a traditional man when you're not a traditional woman.
Facts.
It's not fair for us.
It's not.
Like, it's crazy to me. Like, oh, I want a man who's going to take care of me and protect and provide for me. But it's like, well, you can't even protect your fucking from being railed.
Well, that's why you communicate, and that's why you try to find the right person. Like, there's all people.
Communication doesn't work because you guys lie.
Well, and finding the right person in life is obviously a helpful thing to do, but it doesn't debunk the absurdity of the contradictions that you hear. I'm traditional. I believe that my role as a man is to be somebody who is a force for good in the world and protects people and provides for my children and whatever. And there's a lot of people who even come on this show who are kind of the woke mindset, where they think that women are just as strong as men and they're the only reason that we're, quote, different is because of social constructs. But at the same time, if you ask that person, so what happens if a woman does this to me? Can I do that? They'll say, no, because it's a woman. It's a woman. It's every benefit. It's to be considered, for all of the good. And that's why people that say, oh, we need more women in this work field and stuff like that, they're always talking about the good positions. No one's ever fought to have more women in waste management or bricklaying or, things like that.
Oh wow!
We asked your body count before, you lied about it.
Yeah. This is a podcast. Like, obviously, like.
That's not obvious. What does that mean?
I'm not saying like my entire
life. You lied
life
to the guys
details.
that try to like talk to you. You tell you're a virgin to get more money out of them.
And I'm getting money.
That's why communication with y'all.
I'm not gonna lie to my boyfriend.
Boyfriends? Wait a minute.
Boyfriend.
No, you said
actually,
S.
no, I have a couple right now.
Okay. See, here's the thing. Here's another ugly reality about women, right? Everything about you guys is deception. We don't know when you're on your period. We don't know if you guys are interested. You guys wear makeup. You wear heels. You wear waist trainers. You get, deceptive surgery to change the way that you look. You wear weave. You wear filters. You wear all the types of shit. Eyelash extensions, nails. Everything about the female mystique is kind of a lie. And you guys aren't honest a lot of times. When we talk to you guys conceal a lot of things. So what I'm here to say is that, like, women just lie, man. Y'all lie more than we do.
But it's always been that way, even in traditional times. So I don't.
Sorry.
But at least we knew that back then in the day, she had a father that probably held her to some kind of standard, and she wouldn't be a 304 when we got her. But nowadays, since most women don't have dads,
literally 304s were like queens. Like we already like. Literally, there.
I can already tell this is going to be a super intelligent argument she's going to make. Like, literally.
There's always like those. What is it called when you have like
concubines?
Exactly.
So
queens
you
and
can
kings.
They were
see,
still hoes, though.
you know,
No one
Like it's
respects
always,
hoes.
it's
All right, you're
always
saying? Go
been.
ahead.
I'm sorry,
go
but
ahead.
anyway, you can see if we did the eyelashes and the boobies and all you know, the surgeries.
Yeah.
But us, you know, we can date for I don't know how long, and then you take your pants off and you can have like this little thing. So at least you can see us with the boobie and
So
everything.
you're shaming niggas now?
No, she's trying to say at least with us, it's external and you can see what you're getting
Exactly.
versus. Okay,
Yes.
well, here's.
But to the original point, it is and it isn't, because if your hair is fake, if your makeup makes you look different than you are, if your eyelashes are fake, if the filters you're using aren't what you actually look like, then people aren't getting what they see. Anybody who's been in the world of dating and never used an online dating service, whether it be Hinge or something like that, there's been times where you've shown up and you've met somebody and you're thinking to yourself, holy shit, is this the same person that I was talking to from that account? And you can look at the photos and look at them and go, this isn't even in the same realm of being the same person. The weight alone is off by 60, 70 pounds. The height is wrong. The age is wrong. All these different things. So depending on the approach, and then you add in all the filters and the fake hair and stuff like that, it's not just obvious.
You're wrong, Grandma. With men, right? Men have to provide far more value than just sexuality. Your main agency is sexuality. Our main agency is many different things. Provisioning, protection, status. Like, men provide value in other ways. Like, think about it. Women are in relationships with guys all the time in sexless marriages. How is that happen? The guy's not getting what he wants, but the woman's still getting a bunch of the things that she wants. Why do you put men in the friend zone? Because you're able to get the friendship energy, the masculine energy without fucking. So men have to provide value in a relationship, and the value we provide is multifaceted. The value you guys provide is single-faceted. It's typically sexual. And if you're not giving sex, you're effectively useless.
Sex is just the most liquid asset that.
It's the only asset you guys have.
But like, sex is so
If-
easy to get
if you
anyway.
guys-
Like,
if-
why does
if-
that even matter?
No, that's where you're wrong. It's actually not that easy to get. That's a common
How is
fallacy
it
by
not?
women.
It's not easy to get sex. I
No,
mean,
it's not. Most
really
guys are
is.
virgins
It
nowadays.
really is.
She's
Do
laughing.
you know
Not by
how
choice.
literally, and like a guy will fuck anything, and a girl like can choose who she wants to fuck.
Think of it this way. She is a porn actress, right? And she does OnlyFans. And these are billion-dollar industries. Do you think these industries would be as profitable and lucrative if men were getting laid as easy as you thought it was?
Good point.
Exactly, they don't get laid
Hold on, I'm
as easy
asking
as
her.
us. Oh,
I mean, it maybe depends where you are and your exposure. Like a lot of these guys are just home and they're not really making an effort. You know what I mean? They're just home, like
Okay,
jerking
so we're
off.
getting
I don't
somewhere.
know.
They're not making an effort. Do you think a guy that's not making an effort, it would be easier for him to get laid?
Yes, of course. It's easy to get laid. It just costs a little bit of money, maybe, or just go out.
Of course, from a numbers and statistics standpoint, it's like the more times you try for something, the more likely you are to find success in it. I mean, I've worked a lot in sales in my background, and you know, if you make more phone calls pitching something, you're more likely to get more appointments or get more sales or whatever. But it doesn't change the reality that women do have an easier chance of getting that. A woman who's technically a 3 or a 4 can go out and she can find it in a single night. A guy that's a 3 or a 4 or maybe even a 5 or a 6 can go out, he can try his ass off, and he'll go home empty-handed most of the time, unless he's someone that has a really good game, someone that has money, or just kind of like has like a unique set of skills. The average guy, statistically speaking, is not doing that. More than I think it's like 40% or more of men over the age of 30 are either virgins or haven't had sex in at least a year. And I mean, that's not because men don't have hormones anymore and they don't want it. It's not because they're all just religious and they don't want to have premarital sex. It's because they're just not getting the opportunities. And the actual logical fallacy that women come across is they know of plenty of men who get attention from girls, but they're forgetting that that is a certain small percentage of men. And the average guy, the one stocking shelves at Walmart, the guy who's doing pizza deliveries, that doesn't get out much, doesn't have any friends, these guys are the ones that are forgotten, and that's the overwhelming majority of people in the country.
Like go on, just is maybe with a, to
So
get.
just get on a dating app and get a girl? Is that easy?
I think so, yeah. I think you just buy them dinner and this and that. Take her, maybe you have to
Buy
spend a
'em
little
dinner.
bit of money. You might have
Dinner.
spent
All
some
right,
extra
ladies,
money.
how many
depending on who you
of you
are.
guys been on a date with a guy, a dinner date, and you didn't fuck him after?
I no.
Every single one of y'all?
The fuck no.
Yeah?
No. No, I didn't. I would not fuck a guy after a dinner date.
No, I'm saying how many of you been on a dinner date with a guy and you did not have sex with him?
Oh, yeah,
Probably
like,
every
yeah.
single one of you, right?
Yeah, but these are like hot chicks. Like I'm talking about regular girls, maybe, or like the ones that are also thirsty, that are not getting dick,
Well,
also. And
I'll
then
be honest
there's
with you, hot
there's
is
people.
no, but
Subjective.
Yeah, hot no, but even average girls are cleaning up, getting dudes to go on dates with them for dinner and not.
There's
fucking.
working girls out there that will give up. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, there's.
You know what's crazy?
What?
I got a buddy of mine, right? Successful guy here in Miami. And he found out his girlfriend of 10 years was a sugar baby. Now, mind you, he didn't know because he's not on these websites. But what he does now is every time he's in a new city, he goes to the website to find if his girl or girls in the area are doing sugar dating. Which tells me that the current marketplace is a paper play system. Now, obviously speaking, women lie. They won't say what they're doing. But imagine you're selling purity to a guy, and he's saying, you know what, I'll wife you up, but then you're. So this is why most men will argue and say, you know what, why wife you up? I guess fuck you, have fun, and never wife you.
Facts.
So what's the point?
Yeah.
And then from your point of view, the guys that you talk about are in the club. They got money, poly status, maybe a table. That's different than regular guys on the street. Way different.
You fucking girls?
You said what?
Is it easy
He's got a
get
girl.
laid?
He's got a girl.
Oh,
I got a
well,
woman.
before you had a girl.
Yeah.
You said before I had a girl?
Yeah, it was easy.
Hell yeah, it's easy to fuck up.
See, there you go.
But hold on. He's a magician with clout and status. That's not the same thing as a regular guy.
Yeah, regular
Okay,
guys.
before
Okay,
you
but
were a
a guy will
magician,
fuck
and before you were, did you have game? Did you be able to talk to girls and get laid?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, yeah, I had game.
Okay, he had game. He got it.
But is he the average guy though?
What's the average guy? Either you
why.
gotta have money, you gotta have game, or you gotta have looks. You gotta have
we're
one
not
average
born
guy.
with-
when
we're
you
not
don't have
born with
any of
that
the.
The average guy doesn't have money or game or looks. He's average. That's the whole point of the conversation. We all know that Brad Pitt can pull chicks. Like, I don't know what she's arguing for or what kind of... She probably just lives in a world where, this is Miami. Maybe she's the kind of chick that knows guys that have money and she goes to bottle service with guys, and the kind of guys she hangs out with have boats and nice cars and go on vacations all the time and own their own businesses. But if you're comparing the general population to people like that, then you're going to be wildly misunderstanding what life actually is like for most people.
We have to create that
Bro,
ourselves.
her answer in itself proves the
Yeah,
point. She
yeah.
said, what is an average guy?
She don't understand.
She doesn't even, look, I've always said privilege is invisible to those that have it. Like, women don't understand how difficult it is for the male experience because you guys live life on easy mode. You said it yourself. You brag. I never had to approach a guy. You said that at the top of the show. They just come to me. We don't get that privilege. Like, we have to go up to the girl, get rejected thousands of times, and then eventually maybe we figure it out. I'm sorry?
Of course, you're going to get rejected the way how you talk. As a woman, of course.
He means
I'm
in
like,
general.
Do you talk like that when you meet girls? Like, I'm just curious. Like, does it
Obviously
work
not.
when you
Me
say
personally,
it?
yes.
When you
Me personally, yes.
Do you tell them they have to obey
They like
you?
that
when
radio
you
shit,
first
bro.
meet
Of
them?
course.
Yes, because
Is that working for you?
No, of course not.
Oh my
No,
God,
it doesn't-
Romeo, I love you.
Look, let's again.
This is
This isn't about me. The point I'm trying to make is that
At home attacks.
yeah, it's just
I mean, Myron was
incredible.
right. They are stupid.
Yeah, like you guys you're missing the general concept. What I'm saying is that in general, the male experience, men have to go out there and talk to girls, and we get rejected a lot.
Facts.
You guys, on the other hand, don't get rejected almost ever. So for you have a very skewed perception of what it's like on the other side. Now, here's the thing. One of my controversial takes, I don't think I have empathy. I actually think you guys lack empathy, and I'll explain what I mean by this. Empathy is the ability to identify with someone's experience in their own shoes. Sympathy is being able to feel sorry for someone. I think you guys have sympathy, but you guys completely lack empathy. Like when I say things like, it's hard for men to get laid, or it's very difficult for men to get attraction to women, and you look at me like I'm crazy, like, that's not true. That means you lack empathy, because unlike women, right, men have to understand women. We have to know what you guys like. We have to be attractive. We have to be dominant. We have to plan a date. We have to have our apartment set up in a certain way. So when we bring you back, you want to have sex with us. You guys don't have to understand us to attract us, but we have to understand you to attract you. And if we don't understand you, you curve us, right? So we have to figure this out. It's do or die. But for you guys, like you said before, bragging, men come up to me. That doesn't happen to anybody. Only maybe the top 1% of men that are celebrities like a Justin Bieber or Chris Brown, women might come up to them. But that's because they built an enormous amount of status, an enormous amount of money, and they're at the top 0.001%. But most men...
I have a pretty large group of friends, and I've gone out with them plenty of times. I have friends that, you know, are whatever chicks say that they want. They do well for themselves. They're very fit. I got friends that, you know, they have the 6-packs and they're over 6 feet tall. But there's only one friend I could even think of that while we're out will get regularly approached and consistently approached by women, and that's just one out of at least 15 guys. And I mean, like I said, I'm not talking about, you know, short, chubby, bald friends of mine. I'm talking about, like, you know, over 6 feet tall, good jobs, you know, muscular, 6-packs, good teeth, well-spoken, and they don't get approached by women. It's an entirely solo privilege to the female side of the dating world.
Rarely, if ever, get approached by women, even attractive guys.
That's very true, yeah.
I agree with you, though. I'm not disagreeing with you because I just said at the beginning about it's a man's job to court. So that means the guy usually should be the one to go up to girls.
My counter argument to that is most women are not worthy of being courted.
At all.
At all.
But how do you know until you talk with them?
Because the majority of women are, and I know this for a fact.
You can see
but
right away.
isn't that like a negative way to approach things? Like, how are you ever, if you already have that in your mind, then...
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say you went to school, right? Let's say you did become a doctor, right? You went to med school, you followed what your parents told you to do, and you busted your ass, and you went through med school, and you became you did your residency and everything, and by the time you get out of school, you're 35 years old, right? You're making $500,000 a year, you're an anesthesiologist, right? And you meet somebody, right? You meet, let's say, a nurse, right? And you're dating them and everything else like that, but then you find out like they have some personality traits that you don't like, and it kind of puts your profession at risk. Would you continue to see them?
Well, I think nurses are crazy.
It's a male nurse.
A male nurse?
I'm asking her.
I mean, there has to be more to this question. I that's not as simple, like, I need more information.
You could lose your job.
Yeah. You guys, you spent all this time building up your status and your wealth and everything, and you're seeing this nurse, and he's like, "I put you in a weird spot. You could lose your license hanging out with this individual. He's doing drugs, partying all the time." Would you continue to see that individual?
Maybe not.
Why not?
Well, if they're jeopardizing, my stability, like my income, my job, and there's a possibility there that it's like a downfall by being with them, and it's going to be something negative in my life, then I wouldn't want to pursue that.
Understandable.
Good. That's exactly how men feel with women.
Well, I
Once
agree
guys
with
reach
you.
a certain level,
yeah, I agree with you.
If I bust my ass to get to a certain level, why am I going to subject myself to dealing with a woman that doesn't obey me? Why am I?
And then we'll cap it off there because it's a long podcast and stuff. But yeah, I mean, interesting views always. I don't post these because everything that everyone I post I agree with entirely. I say what I disagree with. I would say that the verbiage of why would I date a woman if she won't obey me, I feel like my version of that would be why would I waste my time with a woman if she's not willing to hear what I have to say and at least find some kind of compromise, because if we can't work on it together, if we can't find any progress, then what is either one of us doing here? It's not going to benefit either one of us. And there's a lot of entitlement today where, just from the time that we're kids, women are taught how they're supposed to be treated, men are taught how they're supposed to treat people, but nobody's really taught how they're supposed to treat a man. And a lot of times if you even bring that up, you're almost like laughed at, and it's like almost met with the rolling of eyes and scoffing, because we've gone so far, the pendulum has swung so far in our social lives that just even considering that maybe men are entitled to even some level of respect is apparently laughable. And I completely disagree. I think that all people are deserving of respect unless they've disqualified themselves from it. And yes, respect is earned. It's not just given to the fullest. But if somebody is a respectable person, you don't get to just lump them in with men in general. And if somebody is someone who will do the good things and be a good protector, provider, then you don't get to just wrap them into that whole big, man nonsense of negativity. It's cool. It's trendy to hate on men in our society. And it's trendy also to favor women in all ways all the time. I mean, even like these things that come up, believe all women and stuff like that. And it's like, how about look at the facts and then figure out what you believe? But anyways, let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to keep pumping these videos out. Feel free to give it a subscribe and a like and a share. And I love my trolls. Thanks.